I'm totally not late tonight. I'm totally not behind schedule. I am so on time. You don't even know. You don't even know how on time I am. Totally not roughly 15 minutes behind schedule. No, I'm not. No, don't lie. Don't lie. I'm not behind schedule. I'm not late. If anything, I'm early. Oh my god. I know, I'm not Slash. I can't show up 3 hours late for a show. Oh, let's see. So I've been a busy boy. I've been a very busy boy since y'all last saw me play BattleTech. I have so many good things. I have, like, let's look at my mechs real quick. I have I could dress the way I could. I got this big chunky boy here. He's so nice. I love this guy. He's essentially a sniping robot, or not robot, a sniping machine with missiles. Although I need to fix my color schemes here. I don't want yellow. No. Well, Fokker, I can't say that it's better or worse because I don't know. It is Christmas, so red and green is going to be our color. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's liberate Panzer.
By your command.
And here we go. Now I have turned up all the animations. Exactly. Yes, this is like a predator drone with feet. It's going well. We are on time, right? We're on time, guys. Totally. Oh, come on, stop. Totally running on time tonight. Totally running on time. You know what? I almost have my rifleman too. I almost have a rifleman. It's gonna be great. Actually, I have pieces to 2 riflemen, but I don't have 1 rifleman, which is kind of frustrating. How about you, Ugg? How we doing? Let's see here. $40,000. Or, sorry, I don't have 40 grand. Wait. That's unfortunate. Why don't I have 40? I have $40,000. Or is it 40 million? I don't know. This is power down the Argo. I know. Better to power it down than have something bad happen. Now, we are on our way to help House Oregano take back a planet, I guess. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. In the meantime, let's turn the volume up a little bit. I need to hear my sultry voice more. There we go. That's better. I have been slowly upgrading the ship. I'm doing pretty good so far. I know y'all haven't been able to see any of it, but that's okay. There's not a whole lot to see. Really, I've saved all the campaign stuff for streams and all the nitty-gritty power leveling and trying to get good stuff. We are going to proceed with our contract. Ooh, Perdition. That's a great name. The Road to Perdition was an okay movie, but the name Perdition for a planet, all right. I'm really sorry. I just burped and tried to swallow some soda. That burned. That burned a lot. See if you've been fighting the planet surface for weeks. Alright, what happens when they're on the surface? When she lands behind enemy lines while she leads from the front, you will harass the director of supply training. Okay, so this is just gonna be bomb the escort. I'm gonna be doing BattleTech because I was gonna throw in some Warhammer. But I'm not gonna lie, Games Workshop has thoroughly pissed me off. I might trade it out for some Xenonauts, but as of right now, we're gonna be sticking to some BattleTech for now. Maybe I'll do some Space Marine eventually after I calm down a little bit, but GW has thoroughly brought upon my ire, and I don't like that. Not liking what they're doing. So streaming their product just kind of makes me feel dirty. Alright, so they'll be able to call on reinforcements. Okay, hold on. Last major stronghold, our forces are fully committed to the attack, and we're pushing them back, but the Directorate just seized control of Panzer's only remaining spaceport. So get a spaceship up there and blow it out of orbit, right? That's the answer. Take a ship and just kamikaze the ship, right? Or just, I guess, bomb the spaceport really isn't an option, but that's okay. I mean... see, I just use lots of missiles to aim at people's feet. Alright, so I get to take a spaceport. Alright, whoever carried out this day is dead. My people don't forgive, and they don't forget. Yes! I like the Torian Concordat already. That blood oath stuff. I love it. See, this is the thing. When I play D&D or any kind of game like that, I always choose someone who's, like, religiously psychotic. Because they're so much fun. I can be absolutely bat-crap crazy. And they're just so good. I can hold grudges and be completely unreasonable the entire time. I can hamstring my own party for religious reasons, and it's still work in game. Then we better get moving. Come on, let's go. Lady Oregano needs us. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is one of the reasons why Chaos is my favorite faction in Warhammer. I guess was my favorite faction in Warhammer. Oh, I've also got a new... I used to use the Centurion for my frontline fighting mech, but now I use the Vulcan with a lot less armor, but he's really fast. But yeah, no, I absolutely adore religious zealots in games. If they're done right, they're so much fun. They are so much fun. I mean, just having a religious zealot or a paladin that's just unwavering is just great. I mean, I can't not enjoy it. Just sitting there and just seeing somebody who I would consider to be evil, and that right there is they must die. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's like, oh, I have found like this person from another tribe. I immediately draw my sword and I challenge him to single combat. When he denies, I call him a coward, and for that he must die. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how insane it is. I can get away with it. It's fun. Join forces the 2nd Decimus Fusiliers to engage the enemy on multiple fronts. We have them at a disadvantage, but if they manage to bring in reinforcements, we're in trouble. Ooh, it's like Brendan Fraser getting. Is it chunky? Is it Fraser chunky or like John Goodman chunky? Destroy it without ground support. The ships. Sorry, just for the ADV. Coronac. They're requesting navigation aid. It's something on the way down. Okay. We have a Leopard full of engineers heading your way, Commander. We'll need you to clear us past the spaceport security headquarters, take the other vehicles, and make some breathing room. Alright, let's see what we can do.
Good hunting, Commander.
Allow me to just simply put you...
Good luck.
Oh, right. I should probably slow down a few things. So one of the things I've done is actually keyed up a few things here. Let's slow down the combat a little bit.
Waiting for
Now,
orders.
my good friend Dusty here is fantastic because I can just run him around.
Acknowledge.
I don't like the fact that I have to actually take one turn of full sprint. I can't just immediately engage, but I guess that's fair.
Moving out.
I genuinely don't know anything about Brendan Fraser. I just remember him playing in The Mummy. Oh yeah, no, we're not. Here's my plan. I don't like to engage in close quarters combat unless I have just overwhelming force that's all close quarters, which is very rare.
Standing by.
So we're gonna just bomb these guys back to the Stone Age. Whee! Bonk.
Good to go.
Cover, he says. No. I just put LRMs on everything and just walk away. Just long-range missile systems. That's all I care about. I love this thing. Just it's like a machine gun of rockets. It just never ends. If I could, I'd put more rockets on him. As a matter of fact, I think I go. I think I can actually. Oh no, sir. I will rack up 5 machine guns. Yeah, I know, right? I will rack up 5 machine guns on a Vulcan and just throw it behind you with like 6 boosters and destroy you. This is great. I don't need tonnage. I just need to frickin' hit you with a bunch of it's like overwhelming dice attacks. I don't have to have a lot of damage. I just need to hit you once or twice just right. Oh my. Someone's getting brave. Oh, don't shoot my archer. It's so mean of you. My archer has done nothing to you. But yeah, if I could stack another freaking rocket launcher on here, I totally would do it.
Yes, Commander.
No. I need to get closer.
I live to serve.
Oh, you do you? Here we go! Ooh, okay, yeah, that needs to die.
Welcome to my Alpha strike.
And it does nothing. God dang it.
Commander?
Well, I haven't had to fight an assault mech just yet, sir. You gotta leave me. You gotta give me some opportunities here, man. You gotta give me some opportunities.
Time to fly.
All right, those SRMs are gonna be nasty, so I gotta take care of those.
Take this.
Ah! Excuse me. I apologize. My nose decided it wanted to say hi to everybody. All right, Decker from Blade Runner. What do you have? LRM, SRM, SRM. All right.
I copy.
Here we go. And I probably should be in the forest just to keep myself safe here. Oh, so I only get 1 shot regardless. Okay. Well, I guess you get hit.
I copy.
Boom! Bonk. He doesn't really do much damage. He needs to be a little bit closer to do more damage. But that's okay. That is a-okay, because we're going to go ahead and bomb him into the ground anyway. Oh, I should have split my targets. Well, if anybody was left, they're dead now. They're absolutely dead.
Unit destroyed.
Well, Fokker, I just hope for your sake you have lots of leg armor, because my pilots, given the right angles, get like a 90% chance to hit with multiple rocket launchers. It's great. It's like, sir, you're bombing the crater. Yes, I'm aware I'm bombing the crater. I will bomb the crater again.
Okay, that was bad.
Commander?
All right, now let's see. Can I jump down? I can jump down. Here we go.
Affirmative.
If you even get the volley, sir.
Got it, Commander. Waiting for orders.
He says that, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know. My Vulcan's pretty fast.
Jumping.
And then I'll suicide bomb it.
Locking in all weapon systems.
Oh, I need to really replace this stuff.
Reporting. 1 less vehicle.
Commander?
Oh, man. Bye-bye. Hey, Popper. No, I don't have an Atlas ready, Popper. Don't make fun of me. I'm still trying to get a Rifleman, because Riflemans look super cool. But I do have an Archer. I managed to get myself an Archer. I bought him piece by piece. Whee! They're shooting at my sniper turrets. But if I can get an Atlas, that'd be great. Oh, that's right. Hold on. I need to check one thing real quick. Make sure my VGO... Oh, that might be something to look at. There we go. That way,
Good to go.
it's not doing lots of work. Looks a little funky for me, but that's okay.
Orders?
It's not about me. It's about y'all. I'm here for you guys. Okay. Now, Mr. Centurion, I'm gonna need you, Mr. Centurion, to take this little blaster of a PPC. I need you to take that right near. There we go. It's great. But yeah, no, I saw the rifleman and I was fighting it, and I was like, oh, I want one of these so bad. Oof! Same as the Marauder. The Marauder looks pretty cool, too. And I think I listened to the text guy from Black Pants Legion talk about the Marauder, and I was like, oh, man, I love this thing now. I want one. Give me one. Game, give me Marauder. Stop shooting all my stuff! I can't get to you fast enough, Centurion. I will blow your leg off soon. Just give me a moment. No, see, that sounds like something that I would do. Don't get me wrong. I would totally min-max that kind of crap. But no, that's not me. If whatever dream you had, Popper, I approve. I'm just saying. Alright, let's see here. Well, let's shoot you in the back.
Roger, Commander.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, not a whole lot of damage. That's okay. It's okay. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. We'll get it in post. I've only seen a few riflemen, and nobody sells them. That's the hard part. Oh, well, see, that's the thing. I just assume that nobody else is on Twitch no matter what. I assume that every other streamer is here just because of, well... They don't exist. Let's just put it that way. They don't exist. Because I'm amazing. I'm kidding. I'm still new to this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright. Let's see if I can blow this guy up in one volley. Here we go!
Targeting rear armor.
Oh man, see, that's the thing. I love the Archer just because it's like it's a never-ending volley of missiles. Oh, it makes me smile. Oh my gosh, you ever play a game where it just doesn't matter? It doesn't matter how many times you do it, but like that same thing that you do, like if you do that one thing, it just makes you smile. Oh no, I own the whole thing. I just pretend that I don't. Like, I mean, you know, I don't even show up to the meetings. You know what? Well, you know what? First thing is these Trade Federation style dropships here. You know. Let's see here. I, however, cannot do one of these per turn. I will not make it to my objective if I do that. I need to kill more of these guys, or at least knock them down and do more damage. Let's find out if we can jump on one. How about that? Well, first things first, we need to get there.
Rolling.
I just absolutely adore the fact that I just... See, Panther is a light mix. You're a medium. I'm kind of getting the hang of this game now. I've played a couple hours. Well, first off, sir, it would be nice if I could actually command more than 4 mechs. And it would also be cool if I could have clanner stuff.
What's up,
Because it
boss?
sounds to me like the clanners are cooler anyway. That is my professional opinion.
Up high.
Alright, let's see here. No, not you. I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna hit you normally.
On it.
Boom! Whoa. Alright. Alright, my energy blast blew up in midair. Alright, I'll take it. See, some of these mechs look derpy as hell, and I love it. It just looks so silly that I'm like, yeah, this
Got it.
is definitely something that I'm all on board with. Now you, Mr. Hunchback, you have to die. Or at least... No, actually, hold on. Do I want to take you down? Yeah, I want to take you down. I will try to blow your leg off with my super awesome archer powers. Oh, a dragon. Hello. The thing is, destroy the dropship control center. Okay, so that's my real objective. All right, let's do this. Oh, you're the only one that I can shoot at? Oh, that's not good. No, come here. And I need to fire at the biggest threat, which will be you. So, I guess, you know what? I'm just going to blow you up. Oh my god, I love these things. I mean, he's going to go down in the next round anyway. Like, I mean, I just destroyed his front armor. All I got to do is just hit him again. He's done. Oh, there he goes. Oof. Get stuffed.
Come on, Mech Warriors! It's go time!
Alright, so my next main goal is to just make Dusty just fly as Vulcan over there. Target lock that building, and then I'm going to just blow it up. Because my archer has such amazing range.
I'm your spaniel.
A what? I don't even know what does that even mean? What are you?
On my way.
Oh, that would suck so bad. Can I target lock you? No, I can't. Oh crap. Okay, so target locking is out of the question.
Engaging.
So how y'all been, man? Happy Monday to everybody. Happy friggin' Monday. Mr. Decker. Again, I'll never... I hear that, and the only thing I think of is I think of Blade Runner. That's all I do. Let's see if that'll kill him.
Target.
Boom! There we go.
Mech destroyed.
Waiting for orders.
Oh,
Right,
man.
Commander.
Now, see, every time I see one of these things, I want to actually use the shoulder-mounted cannon, no matter what I do. I don't know why. I just want to do it. I just want to use the shoulder... Oh, let's see. Hold on. You are... Why? Really? You're not... I can't... I'm not angled on you? Are you kidding me? Alright, well, whatever. Let's see what I can do to blow your leg off. That's not really a good shot on anybody here. I'll blow you up with the archer, but... Let's see if we can take that leg out. I doubt it. Not with that. Oh, that's right. It's Deckard. Jeez. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. That's awful. I mean, not only do we lose your family, but the death in the family. You have my condolences, man. That's awful. Hopefully this will be at least a nice little reprieve from that horrible thought. Good God. Ugh, man. Like the number of times that I almost died as a kid. Like, oh my God. I think I went through a whole stream of it. I just listed off all the number of times that my own stupidity nearly got me killed. And they were all really stupid things that I knew were stupid. Or they were just random things that, like, I had no control of. There's no reason why I should still be standing, and it's just by pure luck that I still am. Like, I've almost drowned in a pool full of people. Like, there's just no reason why that should have happened, but, like, I almost did. But, I mean, man, that stuff's rough. I'm sorry, Popper. I apologize. I feel so bad for you, man. That sucks.
be done.
Jeez. Nah, man. Like it's. I work. Too stupid to die. That is partially true.
Now let's see how you
Oh my
handle
god.
this.
Oh my god. No, I mean, I work in I work in hospitals, man, and I've seen some pretty nasty stuff. I've seen people come in. Yeah, no, it's still rough though, because I mean, even if it's not you directly that has to deal with it, it's the fact that it's someone that you care about that's kind of having to suffer through it, and then when somebody passes away, like I'm the kind of person that I want to be able to do something, right? I'm the kind of person that I feel the need that if somebody's actually in real pain, it's very rare that I actually will do something for somebody that's feeling bad like that, But I'll whenever it's something like that, then I'll want to actually go above and beyond. And I don't know why it is that way, but it's like, if I don't find merit in the thing that you're worried about, then it's one thing. But if I find merit in it, then I want to do more. And I feel bad for those that actually are going through stuff like that, and I want to do something. Let's see if I can do this shot.
Here we go.
Gotcha. But I mean, something like that's just utterly brutal. And I mean, I would like to say that I'm desensitized to it, but I know that I'm not. I've seen people be torn apart by vehicles. I've seen people
Can't take much more.
cut open. I've seen people lose limbs. I've seen lots of really heinous and nasty crap. But it's something completely different whenever it's somebody that you care about, I know that seems so easily, well, duh, it is. Like, well, yeah, but like most people, they think they get over it until it happens to someone they care about, and then it's a completely different ballgame. Let's see here. Let's just blow you up. But yeah, the worst part is knowing that there's nothing you can do to help. There's just absolutely nothing you can do. It's just they have to kind of deal with it themselves, and that's it. It's rough. I hate it. I absolutely despise it.
The clock is ticking and that dropship is getting close. I'd recommend that you prioritize targeting the control center, Commander.
See, now after that though, I feel the need to bring the mood up a little bit. So I'm going to tell you a story about how I embarrassed myself royally in front of not only my family, good friends of our family, who to this day don't talk to me.
Damn it!
I did this when I was a kid, and I didn't even mean to do it. It wasn't my fault. Actually, it was partially my fault. But they kind of deserved it. So, one Thanksgiving, we didn't really have any money like normal. And we were just kind of struggling to make it by. So we end up going to have Thanksgiving at a very, very wealthy friends of ours' house, and they're nice people. They really are. At least they were. I don't know what they're like now because they don't talk to me. And before anybody thinks I did something really, really bad, it's not that. It was just, well, you'll find out. But the thing about these people is that they're a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Formal? Yeah, formal. We'll go with formal. They're a bit formal. They're very kind people, but they have that type of protocol that I don't have, first off. And they didn't have a typical Thanksgiving dinner. That was too much to ask for. No. They had all this very gourmet cuisine stuff that I'm not used to, right? I was raised, well, I mean, I'm not literally Hot Pockets, but what I would consider to be the equivalent of Hot Pockets and frickin', grilled chicken. I mean, not even grilled chicken sometimes. Boiled chicken might be better. Not exactly like the, the epitome of what you'd call a refined palate.
Roger
And
that.
it's the first time I had some kind of potatoes with like these really potent spices in it, and I was like, what is going on here? And my stomach started to hurt. I did not like this. My stomach was telling me you should
Good to
stop
go.
eating. And like the
Engaging jump
the-
jet.
look, I made it this far. I may have stomach cancer when I'm older, but I'm not there yet. So
Firing on target.
I forget what it was, but I remember like it was at the same time sweet, sour, and like it had this very potent herbal, earthy taste to it. And it wasn't turkey; it was something else. It was like another fowl that I can't remember what the hell it was. But there was like, it had all this rich stuff in it, and I was like, I couldn't breathe really when I was eating it. It was one of the most disgusting things I'd ever tasted in my life. And I'm sitting at this table, we're all very quietly, eating food. Pigeon, no, it's a big bird. And you can hear my stomach go. And my mom looks at me and she's like, what? And I was like, I didn't say anything. And she's like, okay. Well, she looks at me like, these people were kind enough to invite us over for dinner. And I was like, I know, I'm not saying a word. And I eventually, and then I think I'm working towards the spinach. I'm trying to find something on the table that I can eat because everything else is making me friggin' sick. And I'm like, anything, give me something to eat. And so I go, spinach. I hate spinach, but at least my stomach knows that I hate spinach and can still eat it. And man, that leg is gone. And I take one bite of the spinach, which looks like normal spinach, but it was like soaked in some kind of sweet, succulent sauce. I was like, I wanted to spit it out so bad, but it tasted like it had the consistency of spinach, but the taste of barbecue sauce, but like bad barbecue sauce. And I was like, oh my god, who eats any of this crap? But as I said it, on the crap part, I then explosively vomited onto the table. I can't even get through it. Oh my god. It was when I say I explosively vomited on the table, I mean that I quite literally shot my dinner across the table. To the point where I hit somebody at the far end of the table. Oh my god, it was... My mother was appalled, and I was so sick. I just laid my head down. I was like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to look at anybody. Everybody's going to look at me like I'm an a-hole. And I felt so bad. Because my mom was right. These people invited us to dinner, and I was just so frustrated. I couldn't get any food. And I was like... After I said it, it was kind of like one of those moments where, like, I screamed it, vomited in my head just to hit the table, because I realized I was so frustrated, but it was like, that was the wrong thing to say.
Let's get fired up. There's work to do.
Oh, man. Oh, and
Commander?
there's part 2 to this. And so my mom is mortified. They're mortified that I would say it because they've always known, because of who they were, I was always on my best behavior with them. And the thing is, I've eaten... Yeah, I know, right? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to leave now. And I'm not even going to open the door. I'm just going to crawl through the doggy door where I deserve to go.
Got it, Commander.
And oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me just take a breath. Because I'm remembering it. And I can't. Just can't.
Roger that.
My mother didn't speak to me for like 3 days.
Waiting for orders.
And considering the fact that she was a single mother and I was the dogs of vomit. Yes. The fact that at the time she was a single mom and there was just nothing she could do, because at the same time it was like, if I had just said, "Who eats this crap?" she would have belted me, right? But the fact that I vomited kind of canceled out a lot of the anger. It's like I can't control that, right? I just can't. I can't make something not taste bad, right?
Yes, Commander.
And even then, like,
On my
I
way.
was, I asked her, like, after maybe about 3 or 4 days, I said, "Okay, Mom, did you like it?" And she goes, "That's not the point." And I was like, "So you don't like it either?" She's like, "No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this." And I was like, "Oh, we're doing it." Yes, we are doing this.
Aye, aye.
But I felt so bad. I was apologizing, but like
Commander?
the act of vomiting had taken so much out of me that I actually felt exhausted after I was
Right,
done.
Commander.
And I because I felt so bad that I had, because again, like, these people were very nice. They had taken us into their home. I was a complete dick. But at the same time, like, had I just
Commander,
vomited,
almost out of time.
they could have just said, "Oh, he
Transport to let
you know,
enemy
maybe he wasn't feeling good or
reinforcements
something."
land. Just
Anything,
bring down that
right?
control center.
Oh, man.
Affirmative.
There we go. Now, let me describe to you the consistency of my vomit. No, I'm kidding. Seriously, it was white with chunks in it. And the worst part is it actually tasted better coming back up. That's actually the part that makes this the worst story ever, is the fact that it tasted better as vomit, and I'm not kidding.
Successful.
That was it? That was the only... Okay, alright. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, my poor Vulcan. Look how beat up it is. And Dusty! Oh my gosh. Alright, let's see here. What do I see? A trebuchet. Do we have any good weapons? Ooh, we have an LRM-15. Well, no, it just didn't taste so bad. That was the difference. Let's see here. Let's take the trebuchet, the hunchback. That's a medium. The dragon is a heavy. If it's any consolation, I managed to silence an entire Shakey's Pizza Shack on a busy Friday night. I have never belched so loudly in my entire life. I'm still like 10 minutes. That's awesome. Yes. Oh, dude. Okay, so... Alright, I gotta tell this story. This isn't like amazingly crazy, but it's kind of funny because I let somebody else deal with the fallout. But, I was working at a retail store, and I'm not gonna say which one, because I still know people that work there, and I don't want them to know. Because, you know, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, so... I'm leaving for the day. It's like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and my buddy, he's just walking in. He's getting ready. He's talking to a customer, and he holds his hand out for like a high five, like, because we weren't really gonna be able to talk that day. And as I'm walking out, I kind of cut my hand a little bit, and he has his hand kind of like as a light, you know, just it was supposed to be just like a quick, like, boom, you know, walk out the door. And I kind of put my elbow into this one, and he had his hand up, like, you know, just like a normal high five, and I just pop as loud as I could. To the point where he texted me. Sorry, well, let me do this. I hear the pop. It's way louder than I intended. But I don't look back. I don't do anything. I just keep walking. And I leave the store. And I kind of like, as I'm leaving the front, I kind of turn and kind of just start power walking to my car as fast as I can. And I get a text message like 10 minutes later. He's like, "Dude, the entire store was staring at me wondering what the hell I did." I was like, yes. It's like, I'm never high-fiving you again. He actually never did. He never high-fived me again. But he took me on a what should have been a date with his girlfriend. He took me on like a date, and I was a third wheel, and I don't think he meant it to be that way, but his girlfriend saw it that way. That was the funniest crap I'd ever been. I made sure that wound was salted thoroughly when I was done. Don't get me wrong, he's one of my best friends, but I was like, dude, like, I don't know if anybody's ever had this happen to them. It's only happened to me twice. One time was good, one time was bad. The first time was with my buddy. He lives in the Philippines. Who cares now? My buddy Jay, and he tells me he meets this new girl, right? He tells me he meets this brand new girl. He really likes her. She's really cool, and he wants me to meet her. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem, man. Like, yeah, let's go. You know, we'll go to like maybe like a little, you know, Subway place, and we'll just have dinner and just whatever. And I didn't have my car at the time. You know, I was basically just in the shop. And all right, I'm gonna keep this going. And what ends up happening is that he pulls up in his little green Jeep thing, and I get in the car, and as I get in the car, I'm greeted with silence. But as I get in the car, the back seat, what looks to me there are 3 people in the car, but I open the door, and what's sitting in there is a giant pink teddy bear. When I say giant, I mean like this thing clearly goes above 6'2". This thing is smashed into this like Jeep type car. I forget exactly what he was driving. And I was like, "Whoa, hey, look at that!" And no one says a thing. They just quietly sit in the car. And I was like, "Hey, how's it going, man? Like, how we doing? Where are we going?" And like, we're going to this French restaurant. And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, we can go there." I was like, I was like, "Hey, my name's Myth. You know, how you doing?" And she goes, "I'm fine." Oh, oh dear, oh dear. I didn't pick up on it yet, but I was like, she does not like the fact that I'm here. I hadn't picked up on that just yet, but I was kind of getting the feeling. I was like, she is not in any mood to have me around. And so I don't know anything about her, and at the time I'm thinking, okay, she's shy, right? Everybody's shy. It's okay, you know, especially when meeting new people. People are shy. It's okay. We'll work through it. I'm a pretty social person when I want to be, and you know, people like me. Oh, hello, alarm mod. What is this? What is this? 2 melee hit. Ooh, I might want that. Actually, I do want that.
New equipment available.
Ooh, can't do that. No, it's too much. Jeez. Do that.
New equipment
And
available.
so I'm trying to break the ice with her, right? I'm still new to meeting her. I don't know anything about her. As far as I understand, she's completely on board with me being there. And it takes me until about halfway through the night to realize that I am not here as a meet and greet. I got dragged along on what one of them considered to be a date. Yeah, that was not fun. But I'm gonna maximize my sound. No, this is a level 1. That means there's nothing good here. But let's do it. And gumdrop. Here we go. Bam. And so, as the night goes on, we get our food, we sit down, we start eating, and I start asking her probing questions, right? Like, you know, like, hey, what do you do? Like, what are you doing this for? Like, where do you want to be? Like, what's your goal? Like, what's your this? How'd you meet my buddy Jay? And the entire time, I'm getting one-word answers, and he is dead staring me like I'm being the a-hole, right? And so eventually, she says she has to get up and use the bathroom, right? And I was like, okay, I mean, you don't have to tell me, but okay, cool, whatever. And as she gets up, my buddy looks at me, he's like, what the hell are you doing? And I was like, I'm talking to her. I'm just talking to her, dude. What are you talking about? He's like, you're embarrassing me. He's like, I'm embarrassing you? What's wrong with you, man? It's like, you literally dragged me on a date, you idiot. Like, this is your fault. Don't blame me for this. Oh, it was great. I told him straight up afterwards. It's like, dude, if this chick, I don't know why you're being like this around her, but if this is how you think if this is how she sees you, break up with her now. It's like, leave her. No, she never did. Never. She never warmed up to me at all. As a matter of fact, she told him that she hated my guts afterwards. And I told him straight up, I was like, dude, you need to leave her immediately. Like, he has my personality, and when I'm with friends and I'm supposed to be with friends, like I'm pretty extroverted and jovial, and I'll have fun, I'll laugh, I'll tell jokes, I'll tell stories, very much in the same way that what I do now. I mean, the only difference right now is, of course, we're not face to face, but pretty much I'm the same person on stream or off stream. I do reserve a little bit more when I'm streaming because I have no idea what the hell people find offensive anymore, because everything's effing offensive now. Like, I would like to tell stories that are a bit more, a little bit more crazy, but even if I tell them from a neutral perspective, someone's going to go, oh, that happened to you? Oh my God, racism. And I'm going to go, I didn't know. I was 6. It's like, I didn't know anything. That was the funny part. But no, she was very unhappy with meeting me. And what I think it was I think that she was okay with meeting me on paper, but not in reality. And so whenever he said that he wanted to meet, and we'd already made he'd already kind of set up the date, like, she was kind of just going along with it. I think that had we met under different circumstances, she would have been better. But at the same time, though, I think that, honestly, she was not for him at all. Like, it's one of those things where you see your buddy, he's dating some chick that he really likes, and you're just going, what do you see in this person again? Like, she's definitely financially, viable as she's not going to be a drain on you. But I mean, that shouldn't, in my opinion, that shouldn't be your primary focus. But whatever. I mean, she very much was. Absolutely. I will very seldom say that about somebody that I meet. Yes, she was. At no point did she ever warm up to me at all. And I would tell funny stories about, like, when, the shenanigans that Jay and I got into. Like, nothing major. Just, like, simple, silly stuff. There's nothing bad. There's nothing embarrassing. Just, like, just little things that happen that are just kind of cute, funny stories that every girlfriend wants to hear about their boyfriend that their boyfriend would never tell them, right? Nothing bad. Nothing. And she just seemed to get more cold and more distant the more I spoke to her. And I was just like, you know what? At this point, the best thing I can do for my friend right now is to fall on my sword and make her break up with him. And so I just kept talking. I just kept talking the rest of the night. They didn't say a word to each other or to me pretty much the entire night. I can't even remember her name. I want to say her name was Annie, but I can't even remember her name. It may have been like Caroline or something. I genuinely don't even remember anymore. But yeah, she was special. I've never met someone quite like her ever. Even pissed off women that I know just passing through aren't that bad. But, at the same time, though, I think that if I was dragged on, or sorry, if I was under the impression that I was going on a date and some chick brought her, friend or, sibling or whatever, I think I'd feel a little bit pissed off at that too. Because the restaurant we went to was not just like a general restaurant. It was actually a little bit more upper class. It wasn't like amazing, but it's a date. It's a place where you take a date is essentially what it is. Which was why I was kind of surprised that we were going there. I was like, the food is fantastic. I love eating here. It's just expensive. It's just a little expensive for me, but for one night, I'm cool with it.
Got it.
So I can kind of see where she might be a little bit miffed by having somebody else there. I mean, well, okay, so here's the thing. To me, it's expensive. In reality, I would, dude, $15 to me is expensive. Like, you don't understand where I come from. Like, $15 is expensive. If I'm paying more than $7 for a meal, I'm probably like, whew, it's starting to hurt. It's just the way I was raised. I realize it's not 100% true, but it's just like, it's the way I am. So this place, like, a meal was between $15 to $25. I mean, and the food was pretty good. So, you know, it's not like it's crazy. Now, I've been to restaurants where just one thing on the plate is over $100. Like, I've been to those restaurants too, and I hate them. They make me feel horrendously uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. Another fun story. Another dating story. A dating story where I the first time I ever really felt uncomfortable in a date. And this is because it was my birthday, and she took me to a very nice steak restaurant. Now, this is someone who I mean, the only time I got steak is when we went to, you know, somebody else's house, and they were making, like, cheapo steaks, right? Nothing crazy. Oh, crap, a catapult. Let's lock onto you. I don't do steaks. Like, I didn't for the longest time. I think steak's delicious. I love it. It tastes absolutely fantastic. But I just didn't eat them. And so I just don't have that. I don't know how else to describe it. I just don't do it. And so she takes me here for my birthday because she didn't tell me where we were going. She refused to tell me, and she refused to, like, warn me about anything. And because of that, we walked in there, and I immediately, like, was, like, trying to back out towards the door because I'm like, I don't belong in here. It's like, people like me don't come here. People like me, if they knew who I was, would not be allowed inside this room. And let's see if I can grab your leg. I don't want to destroy you. I want to pick up pieces of you. And the way that they sold it is they sold the steak and then the sides, right? And so the steak itself was like $89. I found the cheapest thing on the menu, and I was like, I want that. But can we cut it in half and then cut the price in half? It was like, cause this is really expensive. And she's like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. And I was like, don't worry about it. I can't afford to look at the menu. She's like, no, it's fine, I'll take care of it. I was like, what? She's like, oh, I also got you presents. And I was like, what the hell's wrong with you, woman? Oh, it was great. I laugh at it now. But at the time, I was so uncomfortable. It's one of the few times I was so anxious and uncomfortable the entire time. I couldn't enjoy the food. I got, like, what they call lobster mac and cheese. I don't know if anybody's ever had that, but it's like lobster bits with like 3 types of cheese with macaroni, right? Nothing. It's just macaroni with 3 types of cheese and lobster tail kind of cut up into it.
Armor blow through.
Because she made me get the side, $25. $25 for lobster mac and cheese. Green beans, $30. $30 for a cup of green beans. $30 for green beans. I almost lost my crap. I was losing it. I was like, this is no way. This is worth $30. Why is this $30? I don't understand. Oh my god! Like I was telling her the entire night. I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand how this works. Why is this so expensive? Like this tastes like home cooked meals. This doesn't taste as good as a home cooked meal. Why are we doing this? Why are we paying all this money? I started criticizing the restaurant because I didn't know what else to do. I know, right?
I hear ya.
Well, actually, the cup was actually, yeah, the cup was pretty small, but I would say that the cup was enough to serve one person, and they didn't really put anything in it that was special. It was just,
Sure.
look, everything was better than the Thanksgiving spinach. I'm pretty sure dog crap is probably better than the Thanksgiving spinach. But no, I was like, so my meal alone, my meal was, say, 90, 120. So we're hitting $150 for my meal that I could not enjoy because I was so stressed out about how much it cost. And that wasn't even what she ordered more expensive stuff. Her steak was like $150. And I was like, woman, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was like, baby, I can't do that. Like, if this is what you want to eat, I can't do this. This will be our last day. She's like, no. This is just a special thing. I was like, no, you don't understand. I couldn't do this even on a special day. No. It was one of the singular most uncomfortable experiences in my entire life. Because I'm like, I don't live this way. I can't justifiably do anything like this. Because my sensibilities would scream at me that I'm being an idiot. And for good reason.
Firing Alpha Strike.
Yeah, no. And by the time that we were done, our bill was close to $600. Because we had my meal, her meal. And I haven't talked about appetizers. Like, and I didn't eat any of the appetizers because I was so anxious about all this stuff. I didn't have any of the appetizers. And then there was the dessert. Now here's the one thing that I will say. Their desserts were absolutely delicious. Those were good. Okay, that part I was like, all right, $25 for a single slice of cake is a lot of money. I will agree. But holy crap, that cake was really good. I was like, all right, that's good stuff.
Another hit like that and you're
But yeah, no, by the time everything was done, I think our bill was close to $600. And I was like, we can never eat here again. And she's like, oh, don't do that. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I almost died in there. I can't do this. I can't live like this. You can't make me do this. Needless to say, she drug me back there like 6 times. Now that place makes me sick and I can't eat there anymore. Or at least that's the excuse I've always given.
Let's get fired up. There's work to do.
But yeah, no. That's definitely one of those places where I was like, don't make me go back here ever again. Well, as I said, I told her, I was like, we cannot do that again. Like, I can't. Like, my mind will collapse into itself. And, you know, especially for me, I was like, you are casting pearls before swine. It's not that I don't enjoy a good steak. It's not that I don't enjoy these things. It's not that I don't like the idea. It's not that I am ungrateful. Oh, no, I agree. But it's very much for people that are wealthy. And she came from a different world than I did. So, there's that. But yeah, no, I was mortified. And it's funny because her family was like, I don't understand. And I was like, you're right, you don't. It's like, that's the whole point. You don't understand. This is like me asking you to stay in a flea-ridden apartment building with me. Would you do it? And the answer is absolutely not. Why? Because it is beneath you. It's like, imagine that is what you're asking me to do, but like, you know, it's kind of reverse. You can't really understand it. Where you'd be fine with it, but I would be like, I can't do this. Like, this is you're asking too much of me. But not that I didn't appreciate it. That's, you know, not that I didn't appreciate it. I thought that everything was really good. So actually, there's a part 2 to this story too, because her birthday was not long after mine, and so I was like, I gotta do something. I can't take her to McDonald's. Not that I would, but you get the idea. It's like I was like, anything else I take her to is gonna essentially just be like McDonald's. Like, I gotta do something nice. So I go looking. I was like, okay, where's like a relatively nice restaurant that's somewhat decently priced that we can go to that's still gonna have kind of the atmosphere and that kind of cool stuff. And I don't know how we got onto the subject of restaurants. Oh no, I did. Never mind. That was me. But hold on. I'll be right back. I got a kitty at the door. We have a kitty. We have a kitty who's gonna join us tonight. Hold on. But yeah, no, sorry. I heard a kitty pawing at the door, and I was like, oh, I gotta let kitty in. Can't let kitty sit out there. It's getting cold out there. But no, she
Job you asked for, Commander.
I was like, okay, I gotta get her. I gotta find a place that that she would be willing to eat at, And I don't know why I thought this, because at the time we'd already eaten at like garbage places that I like to eat, and other, not expensive places before. And it was, Kitty, stop bumping the microphone. Knock it off. I let you in here because you're adorable, not because of I wanted you to say hi. Well, you can say hi, Kitty. You can say hi to everybody. Let's see here. This is a 1-star mission, so yeah. No, there was a catapult in the last one, so let's do this. So I found like a little Italian restaurant, right? And it had really good reviews. The prices were reasonable. Still rich for me. Like the plates were still like $35 a plate, for the meals. But I mean, doable. Way outside my normal price ranges, but doable. I'm just calling myself cheap on stream, and yeah, kind of. It's just I was raised to be. My parents were raised in a way that was like save your baking grease and your aluminum foil, and they just kind of hammered that into me. Just because we kind of had to sometimes. So we go there, and when we get there, I order just a plain plate of spaghetti, right? How hard is it
What now?
to do a plain plate of spaghetti?
Advancing, I guess.
And the answer to that question is apparently very.
Gotcha.
Apparently it's very difficult to do a plate of spaghetti. To me, it's just, some tomato sauce and noodles and heat. They grew up after the Depression. They definitely grew up after the Depression. It's just that, like, I forget exactly what happens. Like, it's actually kind of funny if you look at my family line that my dad has been putting.
I've got something.
But, okay, so long story short, a very, very long time ago, my family actually got booted out of Europe, essentially. They just, maybe one day I'll kind of go over all the details, but essentially a long time ago, before America was essentially a thing, my family got booted out of Europe for
Here.
what really equates to just being utter a-holes. Around that time, we were like low level. What was it like? I don't know, because it depends on where we were. But when I say that we literally got kicked out of Europe, I mean that like at first it was Germany, then it was France, then it's back to Germany, then it was Denmark, then it was England, then it was Denmark again. And then they went back to England, and then they were and this is around that time there was America was still a colony, and then at some point they pissed off, I forget which royal nobles or whatever, but essentially they began to be hunted by people. And here's the thing, I don't know what they did. Like I don't know what they did, but I kind of feel proud that my family pissed off every noble family in Europe in the span of like 100 years. And the thing is that our family back then was actually more well-to-do. It's kind of funny. But after, like, at some point in time, something happens, and essentially what ends up happening is that they have to leave everything. So they get on a boat. They spend all whatever they literally sell everything they have just to get on a boat to get to the United States, or I guess the colonies, to hide. And then once they get here, very soon after that, the revolution kicks off. So they join the revolution. Oh, it's funny. Funny stories.
What now?
Yeah, no. So like, my parents have been here my family's been here for a long time. But yeah, no. Then my parents grew up after the Depression, long after the Depression.
Engaging. Jump jet.
Sorry, not that anybody asked. It's kind of one of those little funny stories to me, because it's just silly. It's just funny because my family used to not be that way, but now we are. We're just a bunch of po people. But yeah, no, my parents just didn't really have much of a chance to do much.
Ready for orders.
It's like I think the way I kind of describe it is that, like, there's some people in my family where luck just hangs on them like a freaking black cloud they just can't get rid of.
Affirmative.
But anyway, that doesn't matter, because we're talking about this Italian restaurant.
What can I do for you?
Oh man. So we go to this Italian restaurant, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this will be pretty good. So I bite into my plate of spaghetti, right? And what I'm expecting is, a little bit, savory, a little saltiness. Well, I mean, we didn't have like a lot, but like we were well-to-do enough. Like, we weren't peasants, let's put it that way, and we weren't merchants. Like, we were somewhere along the line. We were at least, the reason why we were able to get away with as much as we did is because we were not nobody. Not that I'd rather be a nobody in the U.S. than a somebody in Europe. Just throwing that out there. I'd much prefer the United States.
Critical damage detected.
But anyway, again, doesn't matter. So I take a bite of my spaghetti, and immediately I go, I want to spit it out. And I'm like, I look at her, and she also ordered the spaghetti, and she was just eating her spaghetti. I didn't say a word. I sat there, I felt terrible. And every bite she had made me feel worse because she quietly ate the spaghetti. And I couldn't even touch mine because it was sweet. I've never had sweet spaghetti before. I've never heard of sweet spaghetti before. To this day, it is the only place I've ever heard of sweet spaghetti. I don't know
What's up, boss?
what it is. I didn't want to call sweet. Yes, like when I bit into it, it had the consistency of spaghetti, but it tasted sweet. Like, instead of salt, it was almost like eating what I would consider to be like a bland candy. I can't even describe to you the candy because it's the only time I've eaten it, and it only took 3 bites. And I had to force all those bites down. The meatballs, and I guess this is kind of the way that I was raised, is that they used milk and the meatballs whenever I was growing up, so they're kind of solid. These, like, you even touched the meatball with your fork, and it just, like, fell apart. It was like, what was holding this together? Like, just air? There's nothing in here. Yeah, it was sweet spaghetti, and I'll never forget it. I really don't know. To this day, I don't know. I've tasted some things that are a little bit weird, but I'm like, okay, I'm into it. Like, yeah, okay. It's like, I've had people that kind of like put, was it oregano or something on a burger? And I was like, okay, I mean, it's not my thing, but yeah, okay, it tastes okay. It tastes pretty good. I'll eat it. But it's not like, anything crazy. It gives it a little bit of a kick, but nothing's going to make me go, oh my god, what is this? Although I have had that too.
You're dead.
Oh, hey, okay. Oh, come. Hey. Well, thank you for your first time chat, sir. You're saying that sweet spaghetti is an Italian thing? Is that right? So I truly am a pleb. Is that true? Because I genuinely don't know these things.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Nice. Okay, so I am indeed a pleb. Thank you, Cub, for proving me right.
I'm here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now that now that we've verified what I've already told you, that I am a freaking peasant. And so I felt terrible the entire time. Because I was like, I sat there and I just watched her eat her entire plate of spaghetti. And as Cub has now proven to me that it's because I'm a moron and don't know anything about spaghetti. Thank you for that, Cub. I would have gone to my grave never knowing. Oh, okay. All right then. That's not fair. Sicilians. I know Sicilians. Sicilians tell me they're not Italians. They're Sicilians. I've had a few friends and I've had bosses that are from Sicily, and they're gonna sit there. They would, if you called them Italian, oh, them's fighting words. I don't know if that's all of them, but man, oh man, I just know that the Sicilians that I know. They're a very interesting people, but we're not gonna talk about that tonight. They're fun, but oh my gosh, like they've all either been like absolutely insanely fun to be around, but just insane, or they're the most stiff-necked people I've ever met in my life. I love them. They're great.
Enemy down.
Man, okay, so, but yeah, let me get to the rest of the story. But thank you, Cub. Thank you for letting me know, because I never would have known. So I appreciate that. You need to hang around here because I have more food stories. I may need you. So we eat the whole thing, and she also has never had sweet spaghetti. She ate the entire thing, and she did so because I paid for it, and because of what happened at the last restaurant we went to, where I was like, I don't feel comfortable at this restaurant because it's not something that I'm used to being from. Ooh, Palermo. Well, that's cool, man.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
I didn't know there was a place called Pizza though. That place sounds delicious. So she ate the whole thing, and in order to make me feel better, she ate every bite of that pasta, even though she didn't like it. But she did it because it was expensive for me. And so she was gonna, the way she described it, she'd be damned if she wasn't going to eat every bite on that plate, even if I wouldn't eat my own. And I was like, come here, I'm gonna give you a hug. So I appreciate that, you know. But you could have just said I hated it, and then we could have just moved on. That would have been a much easier thing to do. And so, excuse me. So I go, you know what? It's okay. You know what? We don't necessarily have to like the food. That's okay. But let's do dessert, right? Let's do dessert. And so I was like, yeah, let's have some dessert. And so we look at the stuff on the plate or on the menu, and we only could find one thing that both of us can agree on, you know, because the desserts here, when we saw them, are like kind of big. I was like, okay, I don't really want to have like a heart attack. She ate everything, including the plate. No, I had she told me she didn't like it, I would have told her not to eat it, and I would have then made a stink about it and said, get us something else, you know. But because she was eating it, I was like, oh my god, this must be like another thing that I don't know about. So it's like, to her, this must be normal spaghetti, but to me, being the peasant that I am, don't know anything. We get like a cake, and it's one of the few times I ever regretted having cake, because like it was an orange and lemon flavored cake. Cub, is that an Italian thing? I don't. Is that also an Italian thing? I don't know. I was so confused when I was done. When we left, I was like, I have no idea what we just did. It's like, what did we just eat? Oh man, a cicada. Limoncello. I don't know jack about that, and I don't think that doesn't ring a bell. So if that's what it was called, that's not what was on the menu.
There. Okay.
Oh, pizza. Yeah, okay, pizza. Yeah, I thought that was one Z, not two Z's.
Our primary target is taking damage.
Critical hit, Commander.
Yes, Commander.
See, this is why. So yeah, but here's the thing. We ate that. It was probably the most edible thing on the menu that we saw.
Got it.
But when we were done, I was like, all right, so like,
What can I do for
I know
you?
we kind of ate the cake, and I know that like we both don't want to go have like cake, or I don't want to do anything else. But like, do you want to grab a different dessert? And she's like, yeah, let's get a different dessert. And I was like, sure. So then we drove to like another restaurant. We waited 2 hours to get. We went to, at the time it was a place called BJ's, and great name by the way for a date. And so we ordered what they call Pizookies there. Now I don't know if they're everywhere, but what it is essentially they make a cookie in like a pizza deep dish pizza pan,
Enemy mech.
and it comes out to you kind of doughy. It's delicious. Yeah.
Mission
Yeah.
successful.
I was so happy. I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good stuff. And it's cheaper than all their food, so I was like, yeah. I was so happy. That was great. See that this pleb food. Give me chocolate chip cookie with ice cream, and I'm happy camper. Ah, there's nothing in here that I want. Yeah, if you've never been there, well, I guess now they've changed their recipes a little bit, but yeah. Well, I mean, how hard is it? Just make essentially a doughy, fattening piece of sugar and just serve it to me piping hot. That's all I want. All right, let's see here. What do I have to do any repairs or anything? See, this is one of the reasons why when I tell people, it's like, look, you know, if you go too far in any direction, like just straight up, like you are essentially casting pearls before swine. There's a really good opportunity that I'm not going to actually appreciate it. Not because I don't want to. It's just because I'm a pleb. I wasn't raised this way. Oh. Let's see here. LRM-15. No, it's only got one rocket, so let's see here. Ooh, what? Hello. I didn't think about these. What's this weight? Tonnage of 3. What's the range? Nope. Nope. Yeah, no, it's basically they just serve it on a giant scoop of ice cream and a piping hot fresh chocolate chip cookie. That's what it was. It was great. It was fantastic. It still is one of the best desserts in my opinion. It's very simple. There's nothing complex about it. It's just, that's it. Let's earn some more money while we're out here. Capture base. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Cub. Thank you for that follow, sir. Ah, man, sorry. I may have to step away and grab my water soon. I grabbed my wake up drink, but I didn't grab my water. Oh, man. So, yeah, no, that was those. I've got a few more fun little stories like that, but whew. Man, we started off at me explosively vomiting during Thanksgiving and ended with Pizookies. You know what? There are worse ways to end a story. See, I don't like cheesecake that much. Again, I'm a basic person. Like I don't know. I'm just a simple person. I think it's not even. It really is just the taste. Something in the cheesecake just doesn't really
Advancing.
do well with me. It doesn't make me sick. I just don't like the taste.
Moving out.
Ugh. And no, I agree. And at no point am I going to argue this, because yes, you're right. Something is horribly wrong with
Waiting
me.
on you, Commander.
I just learned to live with it. It just seems easier than trying to change.
On it.
But hey, I have grown, sir. I have grown.
Okay.
You would be proud of me knowing all the things that I have accomplished that I didn't want to do. One of them was, what was it?
Don't need to tell me twice.
Affirmative.
Was it spicy something? Oh, okay. So now here's the thing. If you tell me it's cake and not cheesecake, maybe that'll be better.
Moving to position.
There is a cheesecake factory not far from me, so maybe I'll give that a try. I have tried tiramisu. It's I've had I mean, I don't know if this is just because well, Popper, first off, I probably don't watch my calories as much as I should. I've been blessed with a relatively fast metabolism, so I can get away with eating a lot of garbage. It's nice. It's just really unhealthy. Let's see here. I want to get right there. So tiramisu, I've had different experiences with different tiramisus from different restaurants. Some have been pretty good. I've enjoyed them, and then others I've been like, it's okay. And so it's hard for me to pin down whether or not I actually like the dessert. Like, if somebody served it to me, I'd be fine. Like, oh, okay, so serve it, you know.
Sensor, locked on.
Well, don't get me wrong. It'll.
Good to go.
Oh, so most Italian food's kind of like that? I mean, I guess I was just raised on, like, Americanized Italian food.
Firing everything I've got.
Let's get you up here. See, I don't know jack about Italian food, except for I love fettuccine. Fettuccine is fantastic. Whoever invented fettuccine deserves a friggin' medal. Go down! Yes, go down. Fall down, Mr. Pantherman.
Damage detected.
Oh, man. No, jeez, I just gotta... So, normally the horrible things that pop into my mind, I don't share. But since we're on the topic of food, I thought I'd just roll the dice and see how many people stop following me after I say this. I don't know why this popped into my head. Oh. Genital custard. Oh my god, my mind is very, very sick. Oh, that sounds amazing. That sounds delicious. Blackened chicken fettuccine. I may want worse. May want recipes. There we go.
Critical hit, Commander.
Oh my god. Wait, what? No, you should be dead. Creole. I think I've had that. But I don't.
Good to go.
I think somebody just gave it to me. I didn't know what it was. Because they were afraid I'd be like, no, this is not peasant food like Myth eats. And they were right. I wouldn't eat it normally, but it was pretty good. I think it was a bit spicy for me, but maybe that's not what I'm thinking of. Like it was like a soup, but it had like little itty bitty shrimp in it, and then like some
hit,
peppers
Commander.
and like a tomato sauce
What
thing.
can I do for
It was
ya?
weird. I think that's what it is. So again, I'm a pleb. I have never eaten alligator, and now that you say this, I feel like I'm missing out. So, thank you for that.
Line them up and I'll shoot them down, Commander.
Blackened alligator. You know what I need? You know what I want to do? I want to go alligator hunting. I need this. I need to go alligator hunting. Fried shark. Also something I've never had. Oh, just the pelting of rockets everywhere. Oh.
Get fired up. There's work to do.
Excuse me. See, the people that I know, if they have food like that, it's usually a friend makes it. I don't really ask what it is. I learned my lesson from that fateful Thanksgiving, so I don't really ask and I force anything down.
Going hand to hand. I guess.
So very much I just simply accept whatever it is and move on. If it is a blob of brown paste that squeals whenever I poke it, I will eat it if it was put on a plate. And I will force it down because I don't want to embarrass anyone. See, that's impossible. I just ate,
I hear ya.
and I'm pretty sad. And just in case, I have a snack. I just refuse to open it while I'm on stream. Because I find it rude. Ow! Kitty, what are you doing? Oh, okay.
Another
You're
hit
too
like
good to
that
sit in my
and
lap
you're
now,
toast.
Kitty? Alright, I see how it is. Get his leg!
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
That's only if certain people make it. That's the
Got
difference.
eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Oh my god, not more of them. Hi, Kitty.
Enemy detected.
You want to say hi, Kitty? Come on, say hi. Say hi, Kitty. Say hi. No? Okay. Felix would,
Hey.
but Felix
Okay,
is
let's
sleeping like a lazy sack of bones. Yeah! Stomp on his face! Taste my steel boot! See, Cub, I'll only throw up if it's made like that one Thanksgiving dinner. Now, yeah, I want to preface this real quick. It's actually not preface because we've already done it. It actually is. That's the only time I've eaten a meal and thrown up after it. See, man, I'm such a peasant. I have no idea what a dually is. Is it a dually? A doulet? A dweil? I don't know. I don't know. Just leave me to my hot dogs cut up in my SpaghettiOs, okay? See, Cajun sausage. I know Cajun. I know that it's something I can't eat. I'm kidding. I could probably eat some Cajun food. Doot doot. Doot doot. Oh, here he comes. It's a 20-ton mech, which means he's gonna die instantly. Who's ready to watch this guy just get blown up?
Got a lock.
Yeah, you gonna die, son.
Here. I'll try.
Andua. Noted. So see, that sounds French to me, and I'll never understand the French. I'm not sure I never want to understand the French. They have the strangest dishes. Like, don't they have something where they drown a duck in... Sorry, no, sorry, no. They drown the duck, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the one where they put a funnel down the duck's mouth and just pour alcohol until the poor thing is drowning in alcohol. And then there's another one where they do the same thing, but instead they hold the duck's head underwater, not underwater, under, I guess the only description is under the pot of alcohol. And so they drown the poor thing in alcohol. And I'm just like, why would you do this? Like, what sick psychopath thinks of these things? It's like, yeah, I love food. I also enjoy torturing the animal before I eat it. I'm asking, what... Like, French dishes are weird. Why would you drown a duck? Just kill it. Why would you drown a duck?
What? No.
It's called drinking chicken.
What's
Oh my
up, boss?
god. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy dark humor as much as the next person, but these dishes should have stayed as jokes.
Engaging.
Waiting for orders.
Can I shoot? No, I can't. Really? I thought they were alive most of the time. Well, yeah, but that's different. Like, that's totally different. I can't, you know, the sound of its shell popping and what may be misconstrued as screeching. That's acceptable.
Want some more? Huh?
Boom. But yeah, no, I've actually had this conversation with a couple of people. They're like, well, would you ever eat lobster? And I was like, no, because I know how people prepare it. And like, well, what, you know, I was like, well, so that makes you a hypocrite. I was like, no, I don't want my animal tortured before it dies. Being dropped alive in a pot of boiling water that's torture. Imagine if somebody dropped you in a pot of boiling water. I don't like that. That being said, if somebody serves it to me, I won't deny it. I won't turn it down, but I'll never ask for it. You know, as someone who rescues animals, like, no, I wouldn't even say that as a job. As someone who just inadvertently ends up rescuing animals a lot, I have a real problem with, like,
Ready for
people
orders.
that mistreat animals. Even if they're going to die anyway. I'm like, yeah, they're going to die, but you could at least make it
What can I do for you?
the least painful you can make it. Like,
Yes,
you don't have to go out of your way to make it horribly
I
painful.
copy.
Hell, just take a hammer, take a nail, just pop it right in the
No.
lobster's head, and then boom, you're done.
Say so.
It's not hard. Done. Can't do that. Nope, too much to ask for.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Waiting on me.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Or hell, you want to do it another way? Just take a giant cleaver and just cut it right in half. Just boom, head off. Done. Now I can't feel. Nope. Can't be bothered. Ugh, and that drunken chicken stuff, man. I can't handle that, man. I can't handle that. It may be weird. It may be just something that's like, oh, this is just pure preference. Like, there's no logic or reasoning behind it. Maybe. Maybe. But But I just can't. I can't eat stuff. It's hard for me to eat that. Well, I mean, hunting is different, right? Like, to me, if you're hunting something, that's different.
Good to
Like,
go.
you know, there's always a possibility that whatever you hunt is going to suffer. That's different. But if you are purposefully taking an animal and torturing it for the sake of food, I go, okay, you've lost the plot somewhere. Like, you can still just, you know, you can still do all those things, but the animal doesn't need to be alive. There we go.
Enemy unit destroyed. Mission
Yeah.
successful.
That's good, because I've always heard that it was always alive. Oh, let's see. Here you go. Pew pew ducks. Okay. See, I've got no problem like hunting. I've got no problem with it whatsoever. But once we get into the level of we're gonna drown ducks and stuff for the sake of amusement, nope. Well, you can. I mean, here's the thing. You can have like. Here's the thing. You can soak a duck in that. That's fine. If you've got a pet duck and you want to give it a drink, that's also fine to me. I don't care. But if you're gonna force it down its throat until it dies, no, I'm not cool with
The
that.
thing you wanted is back online.
I ain't down with that, sir. Let's see here. It's getting kind of late, so let's see if we can do one more, and then we'll call it a night. Marinating something in alcohol. I'm okay with that. It's a 2 challenge. It's a level 2 challenge. Actually, have I gone to the store here yet? Do they have a rifleman? No. No, they don't have a rifleman. Why would they have a rifleman? Oh, this mech is called the Awesome. Oh, it's an assault mech. I'll skip for now. Now, you see, the saddest part of this is that I know very little, a little about food, and yet I used to work with chefs on a private yacht for like very wealthy people. Those, you want to talk about people that go nuts? Get rich people on a boat. I don't know what it is about boats, but boats make people crazy that I've seen, and not everybody. There's one of two kinds of people, right? People that get on a boat and go, oh, cool, I'm on a boat. I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to drink whatever. Cool. Then you have some people that just go all out. Like, you'd think they were, like, in another country partying their butts off. No. These people are, like, just have no concept of, well, reservation. Let's put it that way. Like, for instance, there was a... I don't know, man.
Moving to position.
As I said, I don't know about this stuff, but that's what I understand what it was. Somebody was telling me about it, and I was like, that's disgusting. Why would I ever want to do that? But it sounds French. It totally sounds French to me. I could totally see French people going, yes, it makes the duck so much sweeter and more savory. We need to feed it the royal, the royal Scotch. Royal Scotch is a thing for the British family. I've actually had a thimble of it, and it's delicious. It's like drinking liquid caramel. It's delicious. Where are they going? They're going over there. All right. I need to put my giant robot of boomy booms over here.
Hey.
You need to go right there.
Oh,
I've got eyes on the target.
We found bad people. Let's see here.
Uh-huh. Hostile on sensors.
I forgot what I was talking about, so I guess this is it. That's the end of the story. A 70-ton vehicle. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm here.
I mean, maybe. I genuinely don't know the details, aside from what I've told you. This is one of those moments where I wish I knew more, just so I could be more, you know, more informative. I just don't know. I genuinely don't know.
What can I do for you? Tell me what to shoot.
And since I don't know its name, I don't know what the actual dish is called. I can't just Google it and go, here we go, guys. Let me pull it up so we can look at this horror show together. I don't know.
There. Okay.
Oh my god, I forgot about one more meal that I threw up on. Oh, this one's funny though.
Engaging.
Primary
So-
target damage. Concentrate your fire and bring it down.
I'll have to get the pieces first. I don't have any pieces. I don't got the right Lego piece. Oh my god, it's a catapult! Oh my god. Or, no, I'm sorry, this is the future. Oh my science. I have no idea. What is the religion in BattleTech? What is that? Do they even have religion in BattleTech? So, someone take me through the nuances of the religions in BattleTech. Quickly.
Engaging target.
Oh, I took that leg out. Oh, that sucks for you, Mr. Catapult. I'm gonna earn myself a catapult before this is done. Sorry, I got real southern real quick right there. I'm gonna get me a catapult. Although that's not too southern. That's got like a little bit of southern on it. They have clans?
Oh, I'm hit.
Oof, that hurts. But the clans aren't a religion. The clans are like a people group. It's like a tribe. My southern is bad is because
I'm okay.
I don't
for
practice it very often. See, I gotta slow down a little bit, you know, kind of like a Matthew McConaughey kind of thing. But then there's different
minimal damage.
there's different kinds of southern, you know. You got your slow, smooth talking southern. Then you got your crackhead southern. Then you got your meth head southern.
Right here.
I hear ya.
See, it sounds to me like you don't know what southern is, sir. Then you got your hillbilly southern. I fucker.
Being blown apart.
10 internet points.
Commander,
Do you think I'm in the north or the south?
taking the shot.
Boom!
Standing by.
Oof. You are incorrect, fucker. You are incorrect. But I thank you for playing. See, Cub, this is my first introduction to BattleTech, actually. I have never played BattleTech or Mech Warrior or anything like it. It's almost like I kind of try to get rid of my accent in that night. No, I'm kidding. This is the way I talk. Although I do talk a little bit deeper without my microphone. I don't know why, but when I talk on into my microphone, I want to talk louder, like at a higher pitch. It's weird. I don't know why I do that. It's not like it's like a reflex. I don't know why. It's weird. It just feels weird when I'm talking normally into my microphone.
Jump jet.
I guess it's because I'm excited, you know. When I first started doing this, I was doing it for fun, and so I really was having fun. And I still do have fun doing this. It just feels weird. Anyway, back to Cub's point, which is this is my very first introduction into BattleTech. I know nothing about BattleTech, and I've been trying to, educate myself as much as I can, because I have migrated my way over to BattleTech from Warhammer. And although I want Warhammer to come back to life, I know deep down it's dead. Warhammer died. I don't like to admit that, but it's the truth. And I was like, okay, well, what's another really good fantasy setting or science fiction setting that I can work with? And I remember somebody saying, well, have you looked at BattleTech? And I said, Battle what? And they said, BattleTech. And I said, yes, Battle what? And that's what got me here eventually, is over the course of a month or two, I was like, okay, well, what is this? And Fokker, very kindly, and he told, whenever I told him I was looking at it, but I needed it to go on sale, he actually bought it for me and gifted it to me. So I'm actually having a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game. I really like the mechs that are in here so far. I didn't really think I would like it that much, because I'm normally not a guy who enjoys the robot stuff. Like in Warhammer, they have kind of something similar to mechs. It's the Imperial Knights, and I'm not really I was never really into the Imperial Knights, so I was like, I don't think I'm gonna really be into the mechs, but I really like the story so far of BattleTech.
Here we go.
I don't know much, so I can't say that I'm versed enough to actually know, but so far I'm really enjoying the pieces that I do learn about, and I really enjoy the game. And since I would love to have a tabletop game to play, this may not be a bad idea for that too in the long run. My understanding, though, is that the tabletop game, finding pieces is kind of hard or something, or like finding box sets is difficult, something like that. Alright, let's see if I can knock this bugger out. A Phoenix Hawk.
Yes, Commander.
I don't have one of those. This game kind of feels like Pokemon to me, I gotta collect them all. And how do I do that? I blow their legs off. Just like in Pokemon.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Oh my god. Let's drop that off. Oh, no, absolutely. That was one of my biggest complaints. It was like, why would I ever have a light mech? I can just put a bunch of freaking thrusters on a medium mech and do way more speed and have more damage. Or, sorry, have more, what do I want to look at? Okay, hold on. You, sir, have to go down. Very good. I will now have a nice big catapult there. Oh, no! I didn't want you to blow up. God darn it. I just wanted your legs gone so I could steal you. But yeah, no, so I actually migrated here from the Warhammer group. And part of me kind of just keeps like an eye back on Warhammer, because I'm like, I really want to go back. Because I've been involved in Warhammer since probably middle school, maybe longer. And so, like, the fact that I just kind of had to drop it and leave was bad enough, and the fact that I had to do the same thing to Star Wars like 10 years ago, or not even 10 years ago. It was less than 10 years ago, I think. I was like, this is getting kind of annoying that I'm having to leave things that I really enjoy.
I don't know about this.
Crush him, crush him, crush him! Yeah! There we go, boy. Just boom.
Boy, heavy hitter.
Ah, perfect. Make sure that the burning cinders burn more.
He never should have left Garage.
Girash. Get out of report. Oh, we have to play Red Alert 2 sometime. Phoenix Hawk, where are you going? What are you doing? What are you up to, sir?
Damage minimal.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, here we go. Hell yeah.
Firing jump jets.
And let's see, what do we got? Are your legs damaged? Not really. Let's fix that. Oh. Yes! Go
Ready to hit,
down.
Commander.
Bonk. See, this looks like a Spartan skin to me. That's what that is.
Good to go. Don't need to tell me twice.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Blow that leg off. Blow that leg off, please. Well, I got a heat sink. That's kind of like a
Another
leg.
hit like that and you're toast.
Now, I need to blow up that thing. That thing has to die. But yeah, actually, if you can point me to like a YouTuber that does really good lore for... actually, I can do a split shot here. For BattleTech, I would appreciate it. I mean, oh, darn it.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Well, I mean, this never gives you a whole mech either. It gives you pieces of it, just like the other one. Now, granted, for some reason, if you blow off both pieces of a, or both legs of a mech, you get like 5 mech pieces, which is nice. Yeah, if anybody has any good YouTube channels that they can recommend that I can listen to in the background that does BattleTech lore, like in-depth, like autistic levels of BattleTech lore, I would appreciate it. The only one that I know of right now that I'm happy with is the Black Pants Legion.
If you say so.
Not that I'm trying to plug his channel or anything. I don't like to do that, but not normally anyway. But I like the level that of detail that he goes into.
Frag the vehicle. My flamer is empty.
That's okay. Fire!
One less target.
Hyper RPG. Let's see. I really don't need a javelin, so let's just blow it up. Boom!
Should have run when you had.
That's right, you should have run. Oh yeah, hyper RPG. Okay, I'm gonna write that down real quick. Let's see here. I'll take a look at them sometime tomorrow. Now, I want that catapult. Oh, I just wish I could do... Oh, AC-10. Oh, there's so many good weapons. It's not fair. But I want the catapult, so... Yeah, I got 2 pieces of a catapult. SRM2. Okay, I think it was a pretty good haul. It's a pretty good haul. I would have preferred the AC-10, but I'll take it. I'll take it. This is my bread and butter. How can I stay out of sight but still nuke you with 1,000 rockets? Our mech warriors are gaining experience. You should definitely go in and give them new skills. Let's see here. Yes, and then yes. I will now use my character as a melee character.
Yes, Commander.
Because funny.
Yes, Commander.
What now?
So angry. Why is the Russian angry? Maybe move after shooting. If it, oh, that's pretty useful. Heck yeah! Look. Let's do. Yes, I'm surrounded by people from the Soviet Union. Many people that are my neighbors are former Soviet bloc people.
Training confirmed, Commander.
They will be done.
What? We're getting religious now. Oh yeah. So what is the religion of the day in BattleTech? Do they have religion anymore, or have they done the Warhammer method where they're like, we don't need religion anymore. We're better than that.
Training complete.
Ready for orders.
Training confirmed, Commander.
All right, I think that is where we're actually going to call it a night tonight. Sadly. So they actually tell you how they created the game and explain a lot about this. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a look. Thanks for letting me know. But we have come to the end, sir. Sirs and madams. Or however you want to be called. We are done for the night. I know it was kind of a short one. I know I am sorry. I was a little late. I am very, very sorry. It will not happen again on Wednesday, I promise. So, for those that are skulking around in chat and may want to kind of pop in a little bit later this week, on Wednesdays, Fokker and I will be playing Dead Space 3 for my first attempt at co-op playthrough. And Fokker's first attempt at actually sitting through the entire game. So we both win a little bit. And then on Fridays, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. All at the same time, depends on where you are, so it's 9:30 Central. Fokker says he's played the whole game. I don't believe him, and no one else should either. No one should believe Fokker. No, don't do that. Because that contradicts what I just said, and that's not allowed. It's not allowed here. Anyway, so on Wednesday, we're going to be playing Dead Space. On Friday, we do history. So right now we're going through the Gothic War, and where we are facing all the. See, look how angry Fokker got. So we're going through the Gothic War in the fall of the Western Roman Empire. There we go. I think we're going to be playing Rome Classic on Friday as well. So Rome Total War. Angry? Yes, I say you're angry. I can't actually hear. Oh, you wouldn't. I can't hear you when you're angry, Fokker. That's the best part. It's text. I can only hear the. That's all I can hear. Oh, sorry. And then Saturdays, since the normal group isn't able to get together, we're probably just gonna keep playing Dead Space 3. Hopefully get through that, and then we'll see what we're gonna do after that. I do have a few new games in the works. We'll see where we can go as time moves on. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, Cub, for teaching me a little bit about Italian cuisine and how uneducated I am on it. I hope to see you all again on Wednesday. I hope you all have a wonderful time until then. Take it easy, guys. Have a good night.